In the game that has been acclaimed as one of the most progressive games of our time, Gone Home, a PC game by Fulbright Studios, blew me and gamers alike away. The game is a non combat game where you play as a single player, Katie, trying to piece together the whereabouts of her family when she returns home from abroad to a completely empty house. The game presents a gender progressive atmosphere while also walking through a journey of sexuality with Katie's sister, Sam, and touches on the presence of mental illness as well as other things. The entire game is narrated by Sam, writing letters to her sister explaining all of the things that were going on in her life. Shortly into the beginning of the game, Sam reveals her confusion with her sexuality, but then later admits she knew she had feelings for the same gender since she was very young. Sam's character itself is very relatable because the audience connects with her and feels the insecurity she feels about her sexuality. The family does not support Sam's relationship with her girlfriend, Lonnie, and that causes major turmoil between them, as Sam reveals within her letters to Katie. Sam also has mental turmoil, and mental illness is recognized when her classmates call her Psycho House Girl, even though we never know if she herself has a mental illness. In her coming out process, the struggles she faces seem very realistic to real people. She begins to have issues in school that cause problems at home. We find attention slips and notes from her parents about her behaviors. In an article by Katie McCarthy, she touches on the exact point of representation and reliability in the game, describing Sam as herself. Katie does a great job explaining how the game touches on a tough process for many to come out about their sexual lives and how that can affect everyday life, specifically in the LGBT community. The parents themselves are in a heterosexual relationship that we also get clued into their struggles with lack of loyalty and problems within their marriage. We find a book in their bathroom that describes the couple's retreat they went on the weekend Katie returned from abroad. Also, the game is jam-packed with references to extraterrestrial beings in the form of past residents in the house, and Sam's interest in music. These small these things are small, but not many times in games are represented and factored in. The game ends by explaining Sam's departure to meet her girlfriend, Lonnie, in Salem, where she left basic training. I think the writers wanted to include this detail to show the difficulty the LGBTQ plus community has represented in our nation's military. Nonetheless, the game does have representation of a member of the LGBTQ plus community in the military, something that is rarely mentioned or magnified. Gone Home is played by a female and narrated by a female, as well as representing the LGBTQ plus community, which is a very progressive game mechanic that does not include combat or any other characters in person. In an article by James Batchelor, he talks about his work with Fulbright and how his game defined his career. Gone Home is the most different game I have ever experienced or watched someone play. I believe it is progressive and shows many signs of representation of many different types of people.